Hi, my name is Ron, and this is Our Vital Moment. There's a particular cartoon that I absolutely love. It's Calvin and Hobbes. Whenever I read Calvin and Hobbes, I find myself laughing out loud. It doesn't matter if I'm by myself or I'm sitting around people or if my wife is in another part of the house. I just find myself cracking up laughing at Calvin and Hobbes. One particular one is where the dad actually is trying to get Calvin to go to sleep, and he puts his hand up through his shirt and he pretends that his hand's a monster, and Calvin passes out on the bed and falls asleep, and his dad says, "I wish I'd thought about this before." There's a part of Calvin and Hobbes that I always find very interesting, and it's his imagination about the monster that's under his bed. You've probably seen these little cartoon strips with Calvin where he is like petrified. He is scared. The look on his face. He imagines the arms coming out from underneath of his bed and grabbing him. And him and Hobbes are like trying to figure out how to defeat this monster under the bed that's going to pull him down and under. And it's so funny. I just love reading these and laughing at these because they're just so humorous. But the truth is, there's a part of these that are true for many of us. Not that we think that there's a monster under the bed. That's just silly. Or in the closet or whatever. But it's more about a different kind of monster that's rearing its ugly head. And it's the fear. It's the fear monster. We're right now in a season and time when this is being recorded that there is a lot of fear, and it is being spread far and wide. And in some cases, rightfully so. In some cases, it's very true. The reports and the reality of what we're facing right now creates a lot of fear. But here's the thing I want you to consider. Fear doesn't have to dictate how you live. Yes, you must be aware, and yes, you must be smart, but fear doesn't have to cripple you. One of the things I've noticed about fear is that it squashes my faith. Fear begins to push God to the outer part of my life, and fear tries to get into the middle. See, the enemy of our souls, the enemy of our hearts, would love to use fear as a tactic to discourage you, to maybe depress you a little bit, or maybe to distract you from what God is trying to teach you in this moment. See, this kind of fear is not of God. I want to say that again. This kind of fear is not of God. And the reason why I know that is because of the teachings of the Bible. If you're on Instagram or social media or anything like that, you've probably seen maybe this verse come up in different scenarios. People have been posting it. I know I posted it. I've even written about it. I've even talked about it on Sunday mornings before. It says this, "For God has not given us a spirit of fear and timidity." See, that's not of God. Fear and timidity are not of God, but of power, love, and self-discipline. Another word for self-discipline is a sound mind. Fear distorts our minds. Fear can distort our view, but faith can settle in and give us a peace that pushes through that fear so that the fear doesn't have to dictate how we live. Because the Spirit of God is a power, is a love, and a self-discipline. This is your vital moment.